Welcome to another edition of the Inner Circle. I'm your gracious host, DJ Supreme, aka Rodney B. Moore. To the left of me, I've got two of my lovely co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? It's Vita, whatever you want to call me. Follow me on IG at Roasty_Perez and Avita Spencer on Facebook.
All right, and to the right of me,
and you have myself, Gibby the Groat. Yes, I call myself the Groat. It's a combination of Gibby the Great and Gibby the Goat. You know what I mean? You could check me on IG, check me on Twitter, Chris Gibbs MM. Follow my Facebook, because that's the only social media I get more than 10 likes.
That's the only social. Why do you feel like
you're the only one? I don't know. I be posting hot shit on Twitter, but nobody tune in. Like,
what's your Twitter?
I don't know what's going on. Chris Gibbs MM. Make sure y'all tune in. I need likes. I need retweets, follows.
So Twitter is not the thing to do.
Yeah, Twitter dead.
Is Twitter dead?
Twitter dead. Twitter had its run. Nobody be on Twitter.
I mean, it been dead for me because I can't get in my account.
Fuck with that
it's been like 2 weeks since we've been in here. I've been celebrating my birthday, all kinds of stuff. So what have you guys been up to?
I've just been chilling, bored. I miss you guys.
You always chill.
How's it been?
Yeah, right? You do a lot of chilling, right?
I mean, in the chat, like, what you guys doing? What are we meeting?
When she's not getting
food,
you do love that chat, right? She love that chat, boy. She play no game.
Give me the go. What you been up to, bro?
Nah, I mean, man, I've been doing the serious thing. I actually just had a game just now.
What you playing, football, basketball?
Nah, basketball. I'm not putting on a belly, but you know, I still got it on the court. You know what I mean? I did my little thing. It's a 3-on-3 league. That's what make it,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 3-on-3 league, it's full court. You know what I mean? Got a bit down. You know what I mean? Shout out my man Keyshawn. Shout out my man B. Will, my man Vaughn. We got the big win. You know, I've been winning, man.
What's the name
just feel
of the
good
team?
to win.
Y'all play at?
It's fun. The team is actually called Microwave Marketing. That's the name of my marketing firm. And we play at the Muslim Community Center. That's over on Lansing, over by the strip club. You know what I'm saying? The Muslim Community Center over by the strip club, right? That's how you say it. I did my thing. I posted some videos on Facebook. Make sure y'all tune in. Of my only 3 baskets. You know, I had a wifey. She had to delete like 40 videos. And every time she was recording, I was missing them shits.
Oh,
it's all good though, man.
Editing the videos. You know what I'm saying?
You got to.
That's how you got to do it, man. Give me the growth.
Yo, so what we got going on this week, Avita? I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead the chat. You know, I'm just in here moderating, making sure things look right. So go ahead and do your thing.
So we definitely gonna talk about Tekashi, cause
man,
Tekashi 6ix9ine. For those that have been under a rock, Tekashi 6ix9ine is in jail. He's in prison, actually, federal prison, and he's telling everything that happened to him, and it's quite a telling tale. And he's telling on everyone involved, including Jim Jones, Cardi B. Who else did he mention?
Trippie Redd.
He's telling people's gang affiliations. He's telling.
He said Preem been driving with no license.
He didn't. He
telling on everything moving, right?
He's telling on everybody.
He said everything moving.
What are your thoughts on Tekashi 6ix9ine? Do you think he's right for telling? Do you think he's wrong for telling? Do you think he'll have a career after this? There's so many ways we can go with this question.
I mean, damn, like, since I'm the official. I said the official, that's a new word. Since I'm the official Brooklyn ambassador, I'll be the first one to speak on this matter. I think that Brooklyn is hurting right now. Brooklyn, we're hurting deep because this is usually if you think Brooklyn has a reputation. Yeah. We have this reputation, we tough, we stand tall, we thorough. Not too often do you see people from Brooklyn fuck up the way he fucked up. He has Brooklyn looking bad. Looking real bad right now. I don't think there's no way he could ever come.
Who expected anything else from this kid, though, is what I'm wondering. Like, did anyone ever think 6ix9ine was, like, super thorough? Like,
you thought that 6ix9ine was really from Brooklyn, like, from the streets of Brooklyn, and he was a gangster?
I don't think
no, but there's certain decisions that you have to make. Like, he was forced with the decision to either do time in jail or never be able to live the rest of his life as a regular person again.
Right.
Right now, he was better off tackling jail because he wasn't doing 70 years. Why do people keep saying he was doing 70 years? Why is that never being thrown around?
I didn't know that was a real.
He wasn't.
Was that a real?
They said that he told the next day The very next day.
After you got arrested?
After they got picked up.
Oh,
so that means she didn't even get an opportunity to get an offer. He just jumped on that.
Definitely.
You don't do that, man. Especially,
well, he
you know what I mean?
That. At that point, you know.
But when you live a certain lifestyle.
Did you really expect that from Daniel Hernandez? Like, you really believe the things that he was saying and that he was really, like, a stand-up dude? Like, you thought that?
Not at all.
I mean, yo.
It all felt like trolling to me.
So I don't think it makes Brooklyn look
I don't think so either.
Those individuals.
I don't think he represents Brooklyn at all.
I don't think he has anything.
No. Honestly, you know what I mean? And that's
His
another
name
thing.
Is attached, so people gonna say shit. But.
And that's another thing about being stand up and be from Brooklyn. When you stand with the winners, you got to fall with the losers as well.
So do
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we not gonna be there.
You think the people that he was running with were stand up guys?
The guys he was I mean,
what do you mean by stand up?
Yeah, right. Because stand up in the streets, like that's a very.
This is the thing about it. Like, I'm not in the streets. I'm not trying to be in the streets, anything like that. But I could clearly tell from Tekashi 6ix9ine that he was not from the streets, and this is a money grab for the people that was. That didn't seem like it was too stand up to me.
But you know what though? I don't even really think it's the streets. I feel like there's certain values and principles that are implanted in us from children, whether you're in the streets or not. Like, from when I was a kid, you know what I mean? I was told not to be a tattletale. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I was telling all the kids, I would get in trouble with my mother. You know what I mean? That's tattletale. Certain things you don't do. One of the people that he told on.
I don't like snitch culture though. I don't
understand why you're holding someone to these things that you have in your culture that he's not from that culture. So
I mean, but once you walk,
they tried to jump in, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, once you walk a certain walk,
I blame the
those are your
people
consequences.
That let him come into, like, if you knew you were doing real street things and this guy's not really from the street, that's not a good idea, in my opinion. Like, the dude was in the gang for like a year. Like, he had rainbow hair. It's like I see these things and I'm like, you guys are holding him to the standard. He has rainbow hair.
No, but you know what you gotta think though?
Standard like that.
Obviously,
like, do you know what it is though? Do you know what it is? In the streets, everybody has a role. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be the tough guy. Everybody can't be the shooter. There's some dudes that's in the street, it's just the money, that's all. Yeah. You know what I mean? Their job, we get the money, we provide, you do your thing, you know what I mean? Like, there's some people that's like the face, like everybody. So he was in the streets, you know what I mean? That's one thing, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. When you're in a certain environment, there's no way to not be in the streets. Like, he was there for a lot of these crimes. They're robbing people. They're shooting at rival gang members. Oh, damn, I'm sounding like 6ix9ine. Look,
I mean, but this is the thing.
I don't know what they did.
I'm trying to understand. You know, these guys were really in the streets. Like, you would think they would know better to be talking on the phone crazy like they were talking on the phone. You would have thought they would have known better than to involve someone that is not about that life.
Do you know the reason why?
I don't think
gangsters get comfortable.
These niggas be knowing better.
Gangsters get comfortable.
Yeah.
Gangsters get comfortable. You know, because I see a lot of gangsters. If you really pay attention to cases, like this dude that's going down off of Instagram pictures, this dude's going down or Facebook posts, like gangsters. Because you know what? You know what? We live in a different world. We live in a world where that type of stuff isn't hidden before. Yeah. Back in the past, when you was doing street shit, that shit was hidden. Nowadays, you got people posting it online. I mean, you're welcoming people into your lifestyle.
But then you don't understand why people say, you know, Facebook is the federal government and Tekashi, I mean, not even saying Tekashi 6ix9ine, but do you see how easy it is to infiltrate people that are doing criminal activity?
Yeah. And I actually heard that the driver was the snitch. Did you hear that?
Yeah, because
the driver, he was the snitch.
Him back to his country.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So why would I stand tall and not say anything about you guys when you're blatantly breaking the law and putting it online? Like,
yeah.
No, my thing is this. If you facing 75 years, that's a big number. But give it a shot. Fight a little bit first, at least. Yeah. At least. My thing is this. If it's 75, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to I'm going to come. I'm going to have my lawyer come, sit down, talk to me. Look, what do they have on me? Because they didn't really have too much physical, you know what I'm saying?
Your name is not Daniel Hernandez.
I'm telling you,
Daniel's not moving like that.
Oh yeah,
built different.
I agree. He's done. He's done. You know what I'm saying? Like he's canceled.
Why do people?
I think he's just getting caught.
Why do people keep saying that
he's-
he was set up though? Like his friends. People keep saying if your friends. You see the memes going around. If your friends set you up.
Oh, they did set him up.
Did they set?
No,
like,
because his
that?
friends were saying that they want to super violate him. You know what I mean?
they
Like
were
it be
about to violate
anything.
him. They were talking about shooting him. You talking about gangsters that he's watched shoot people and do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
The one dude had sex with his baby's mom. Like, it was
Yeah, I
like,
mean, they ain't care about her though.
I mean, no.
He
Still,
care
that's
about
like
her.
OD disrespectful. We all in the gang and you just gonna pop my baby's mom? Like, come on, like,
no lie,
these
man.
dudes were extorting him.
But you know what though?
Like
when
can't
you get
be
a
surprised
certain
if he tells
title,
on you.
is when you get a certain title and when you wearing a certain label, people are gonna hold you to certain standards, no matter what the case is. It's a lot of soft dudes in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of dudes that grew up their whole life. They've been soft. They've been pushovers, and they got a gun and they kill somebody, and then they go to jail, and now they're this murderer in jail, living this whole new lifestyle.
But that wasn't even really him. Like he was.
I agree. You know what I mean? It was never him.
I never got what people co-signed Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I think people are still going to co-sign Tekashi 6ix9ine when he gets out of prison. Is he's a registered pedophile, and like everybody let that rock. Nobody has anything to say anything about that.
Yeah, but he has
of course, if the police come,
that's what I'm saying. It's over.
You already have registered pedophile offenses, and they talking about all this time. You're gonna tell whatever.
Look, it's over for 6ix9ine. There's no, you know what I mean? I pray for his family, honestly.
I don't think it's over for 6ix9ine because if Tekashi 6ix9ine came out of jail tomorrow, your favorite rapper would want to work with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Not at all.
On fire,
Not at all. That would be the end of their career. That'd be the end of their career.
Everyone's pressed to work with him.
That'd be the end of their career, man. That'd be the last thing you do.
I think, matter of fact, I think Tory Lanez actually said he wanted to work with him. I seen a video recently. He was like, I miss that. He was saying like, I miss him, and like he's like, I know everybody like shitting on him right now. He was like, but that's my man.
So he's not doing a record with him.
Yo,
that'll be career suicide. That'll be career suicide. Because you got to realize, we have never seen, like, look, we're laughing and joking at the situation.
I've seen some amazing things.
We have never seen a situation like this. Like, name a star witness that was bigger than 6ix9ine. We've never seen a star witness.
Man the man.
But John Gotti wasn't the star. John Gotti wasn't the star that 6ix9ine was. He was a gangster. He wasn't. We're talking about like 6ix9ine is a global star.
Right.
Global. He's going on tour in other countries and he's doing. We've never seen somebody of that stature. And more importantly, he's taking down other people of that stature.
Like 6 months, bro.
No, he had a strong year.
It was like 6 months.
He had a strong year.
It was 6 months.
Because when did Gummo came out? Gummo came out October 2017. He got locked up November 2018.
He probably had a good year.
Okay.
He had a solid run. He was doing his thing, but it's canceled. Nobody's working with him.
Tapes where he was, Tekashi 6ix9ine is the future, Brooklyn.
Oh, nah. I never said. That's the thing about me. I've been called them out. Because real recognized real. I respected he was doing the thing in music because one thing, whether you don't like a person or not, sometimes you still got to just show respect. If you killing it in the industry, you got the record sales, you got all that, you got to show respect. But I was calling out from the jump that he wasn't real because I know a bunch of dudes like him. Right. Dudes that can't fight is soft, but they have cousins or they have other people that they can stand behind. I've been who he was corny. He got the Breakfast Club, every word was blood. Yeah, blood, yeah, blood. Yeah. Like we just seen you in a million interviews. Now all of a sudden, you can't stop saying blood. Yeah. I've been knew he was fake. You know what I mean? People used to battle me. I got called a hater for coming at him as being fake. Right now, he in a situation like that's just the karma. That's just the karma.
Let's take a time out to shout out some of the people that's in the live chat right now. Shout out to Flocka Montana. Shout out to the Only J Stove.
Damn, Flocka Montana. When that album dropping?
God 90.
You know Flocka Montana rap.
Shout out to P. Poison. Shout out to
P. Poison.
Shamar. He has some dope music too.
Oh, Shamar, what's good, baby? Yo, Shamar Shamar dropped a song back in like 2013 called Daddy. That record was fire.
Rojo De Niro in here.
Rojo De Niro. Are these rappers? Are these local rappers?
I don't know. Queeza.
These some fire names.
Costa.
These are fine names.
Dills VP, shout out to you. Shout out to DJ Shawnee Skills. Shout out to 25 Thurman.
What happened to just Charles?
Shout out to Lady Smurf.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
People in your live chat, you want to shout out real quick while we in here?
I mean, let me see, man. Who's tuning in? Yo, my man Christopher Lanuski. Chris, what's up, man? Nina Rodriguez, Nina, what's up? Maria, Joyce Brown, Fina. Oh, there's a lot of people tuning into my shit. Oh, shit. I never knew how to Terriona, Tam Lee. All right, cool, the name's getting harder. Let's get back to the show.
Thank
the names is getting harder, the topic's getting easier. What's next?
Queen B, what else we talking about this lovely afternoon / evening / night?
So, we know it's power season.
Oh, man.
Power. They say this is a big rich town.
Oh, man, I'm out the
Yo, 50 messed us up for a minute with that first Trey Songz joint.
I kind of like the Trey Songz.
Nah.
Yo, you know what, though?
That shit hit different. I was like, what is
I don't know much about 50, but I commend him as a business person because I heard he changed that song back that next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Next episode.
I felt disrespected.
Yo, look, Trey Songz, no disrespect, but you going, boy. You gone. You gotta go.
You got to go.
50's a great businessman, but what's up with Power? What's going on? Oh, I don't even gotta ask y'all what's going on. I just gotta go to Facebook.
Final season of Power, and you don't even have to watch it. I've seen one episode. I saw the first episode.
Me too. I think I saw
it. Really didn't keep my attention like the other episodes.
Yeah.
That was, and it also was starting to get a little bit ridiculous with Tommy just running around, running them up. Tommy would be dead or in jail by now if you're killing. He's not killed one, but 2 federal agents this season.
Right. And this Tommy and Ghost beefing shit is old. I'm over it. Like, no one wants to see that. That's not a good storyline. It never has been.
Yo, I haven't been keeping up watching it, but one thing I will say is funny as hell. When people be posting on Facebook and spoiling that shit, people really get mad when you do that.
It will be tight.
How are people watching the episodes early? I don't get it.
Oh, but because if you got like the Stars app or like Prime or any of that,
you see apps.
You can watch it at midnight. It's up there.
People be mad. They can't wait to get online.
I think the lawyer, what's his name, Turtle? I know he's Turtle from Entourage, but
that's funny because I call him Turtle too.
Yeah. He just got killed recently, so I got to catch up on the latest episode. Why do you think it's not keeping people's attention like it used to?
I don't know. It's just the pizzazz is gone. I don't know. It's getting.
I think the show started off with the love affair between Ghost and the DA, and that was the big thing from the first season, and a lot of people were siding up with that or really were into their love story. And now that their love story is kind of gone, it's like, all right, we see the
I've been getting bored with Angela and Ghost, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is getting too redundant. Like, it's just...
He really ruined his life over a woman. Like, he lost his daughter. Like, crazy stuff happened to him. Like, he should have left this woman alone, been in jail, had to murder different people over.
You know what I think?
Gibbs.
I haven't,
you never watched the show before.
I haven't. I mean, I tried to watch it, man. Me and my girl, she got the Hulu. We was watching it. All I know was just one day, the white dude, what's his name?
Tommy,
yeah. He was killing some pussy one day. And I'm watching it with my girl, and my girl said in, she tuned in and shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like, you want the, you know what I mean? Like, you wish that was you?
No, you did not.
We got into a little argument. Ever since that, I never watched Power. I never watched Power.
Dang.
No, because I feel like every time I sat down, he was killing something new. Like, I'm coming in the room. Like, what's going on? He killing. Yeah, so it's like, I was like, you know what I mean? I'm good on Power. But honestly, though, what I would say is, I think that Power is almost, you don't like to make comparisons, it's almost like Drake, or even LeBron James. They have raised the bar so high for themselves that even when they perform well, it's not good enough because people expect more. I feel like that because people was love. Even if you wasn't watching Power, like, you're aware of the phenomenon. Like, it had a hold on people. But for me paying attention, I feel like it just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And then it comes to a point where in order for you to continue getting crazier, you got to get a little off the wall and you got to, you know. And also think 50's presence, I feel like he started doing too much. Like, people was owing him money and he was doing, you know what I mean? Just like Suge Knight said, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was doing too much for the show, bringing the show a bad kind of, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that kind of energy. He's a jokester. So it's like you can't combine jokester energy with these characters with a serious, you know what I mean? He just started doing a little bit too much. You know what I mean? That's what I
think they should have had Kendrick on it for a few more episodes.
Can you do me a favor
and
reach back behind there and click that off of that screen real quick? Let's take another pause out. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. So you're gonna have to get on the computer. And X that thing out.
I thought that shit was touchscreen. I thought we was getting money.
No, brother.
We was getting big money. You see me, right? I touched the screen. It did something when I touched you.
Busted it open in front of the camera.
It did something.
Give it a go.
Oh, Lord.
I had plumber butt?
You have to edit that.
Yeah, man. I got plumber butt now. It's like when you 22, 23, your drawers be showing cool. Once you at 28, it's just ass crack. Just ass crack like, damn, my shit don't sag no more.
I got a twerk session here.
All right, but yeah, Power's getting, I'm still going to watch it. But.
Yeah, I want to catch the next episode. I'm going to get caught up and, get back on it. What else we talking about this afternoon?
Culture Vultures.
Oh, yeah, Culture Vultures. I thought this was funny. I saw this on V's status the other day. How can a radio station be a group of culture vultures? I'm just curious.
I don't like that there's a hip-hop station out here, and I won't say any names, but I'm just going to say it's not Hot 99.1. And their just whole platform is just nasty to me. Like, it just sounds mad whitewashed. That's the only way I can really describe it. It's like, do y'all have any black DJs? It's a hip-hop station. Like, I'm so confused.
And now, before we continue with this, for the listeners and the viewers who aren't really vocabularically inclined, what do we mean by culture vulture?
Like, a culture vulture is just like someone who profits or benefits off a culture that doesn't belong to them, basically.
All right. And so you're saying that radio should, I mean, honestly, like,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
They don't really cater to the hip hop audience. They're just playing hip hop music at this point. I feel like it's like
do they play hip hop music?
They do. And that's annoying because they be like, they got the hip hop and
I mean, you know what, like, like, do you know what?
They try to slide the hits in there that we don't want to hear. But
do you know what it is? Like, and this almost ties into what I was saying before about like the Grammys and like, the different award shows. There's two different scenes in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Two different scenes of hip hop. So on one scene in hip hop, you got something like Old Town Road is booming. But then on another side of hip hop, you got something like Pop Smoke is booming.
Right.
I think that the radios over the years, because I think they have some type of algorithm, right? It goes by the way people listen or who changes the station or what songs are streamed. But they have whatever algorithm that they are using to play the music isn't really it. And like you said, if they were more in tune with hip hop, more importantly, the hip hop community, they would be able to recognize that and they would be able to do things. Like, there's people that like we want to hear on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's types of songs we want to hear on the radio. There's a sound, and I think that the radio is purposely leaving this sound. It has like a lollipop kind of, you know what I mean, energy. Yep. But like you said, though, everybody is culture vultures. People do that. Yeah. Look at what Nike did. Nike does not care if Colin Kaepernick. Number one, I do not stand with Cap. When the shit come on, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to sing that song loud on purposely just to spite Cap. But look at Nike. They didn't care about Cap. When they teamed up with Cap.
Right there, bro. You don't got to do all that. Like, that's destructive.
When they teamed up with Kaepernick, literally, like, if you think things were down a little bit, but then they boomed. Now it's like, what is their relationship with Cap right now?
But then it's like, is Drake a culture vulture? Because he always tries to do, like, the patois and all that shit. Like, does that make Drake a culture?
Well, they do that in Toronto.
Okay.
I mean, that's his culture.
Because people have brought that up, and I'm like...
I mean, I get that, but you have a lot of...
I mean, I don't personally think he is, because...
Canada, so I don't really think... It's interesting when people say, that type of things to me with, being the relationship I have where that's the opposing station. They cater to their demographic.
I guess.
Like, that's what I think. They cater to the people that they want to cater to. I think it sounds very corny.
It's not for me.
I'm
definitely not their demographic.
I don't know.
That is very clear to me. To someone like me, that is very clear when I turn that station on.
It's interesting because you can hear the difference in sounds from the two stations that play the exact same music.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Crazy that you can really hear the difference in sounds. But people like what they like, man. You know.
I think that honestly, like, for radio, it should be more of a random pick kind of system. You know, like, I think that they have, like, their top 10, 20 songs they go with, but I think...
This is where you're bugging me saying that. It's somebody that is a program a radio station. When you turn on your radio, 9 times out of 10, most people want to hear their favorite song. So that's why you hear the same songs over and over again, because the driving distance here is 20 minutes. People aren't sitting in the house listening to the radio all day to hear what the radio's going to say. You listen to it in brief segments in the car, getting some groceries, it's free, it's there. So if you're playing a whole bunch of random music that the majority of people don't know, you're going to click away. Like, it's too easy to click away.
Facts.
So you can't.
I think that's what people are listening for now. Like I said, I think that there was a time where if you wanted to hear your favorite song, you had to listen to it on the radio. But now we're in the day and age where you can play your favorite song every day on them. It gets to the point now that when I hear my favorite song on the radio, I get turned off.
But let me interject again on that, because if you look at the streaming numbers as well, the songs that people stream, I can show them to you. They're the exact same songs. The exact same songs that are on the radio.
I mean,
but then it's like
they're the exact same artists. I'll say that. Because here in Albany, every week I look at it and I'm like, damn, I can't even put all these damn Post Malone songs on the radio. Like, the top 20 songs are all Post Malone.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that algorithm, that has to get scrapped.
That's the actual.
That has to get, because even though there's a large population, and there could be people that's streaming it, but the reality of it, there's people that just don't like. It's like Lizzo. Lizzo's song was doing numbers. Right. There's a million people like me that when I hear that song, I'm not interested in that. Like that don't really. You know what I'm saying?
There's so many other people that are.
When they play that Lizzo song, all the women are in there singing it. As soon as
I look at somebody like this, Moneybagg Yo. For the last 2 years, he been popping.
Yeah,
he had his couple mainstream singles that they were spinning, but there's so much other music from him that if you play, just like Young Thug. Young Thug has songs that probably they weren't on the radio, but when you play these songs, like, people recognize them. My favorite, Young and May.
Between trying to get the majority and trying to get people that have a niche personality like you. The average person doesn't do all that searching that you do, bro. Like,
what you mean?
The thing about it. Like, the average person is doing their day-to-day thing, doesn't have time to sit up and listen to Moneybagg Yo and find them a new money. They just take.
No, I feel like
TV,
people.
Whatever's on the radio.
I feel like people are like, and that's what's changing the game. We have so much access to this music. I
agree with you on
like
that.
In the past show, like if you wanted to listen to like a Biggie CD, you had to go out and find it.
Right.
Like if this tape store didn't have it, this tape store don't mean that you was asked out. Now we have almost the whole catalog of so much music on our phones right here. Like, time has changed. So you know what? That's the reason why I like to listen to something like Pandora Radio, or like I listen to something that's just giving me like random. You know what I'm saying?
A long time when you're listening to stuff like that. If you're not listening to the radio for a long time, all that randomness is known. Like, they've tried it before.
So like a song like Lizzo. As Lizzo is booming on the radio, it's already the regular audience, the regular listeners, we're tired of it by then. You know what I mean? Like, that's the big problem that a lot of people have with radio is that they play songs to death.
Yeah, but you guys do stuff like mix shows and stuff like that. Like, how come you guys are able to do that, but you can't? Like, I find that weird. Like, you know how you guys can do like mixes,
and you know what?
Where you can just play like all the latest music that we want to hear.
When the mix shows are on, the ratings actually go down.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Because that'd be like,
and that's the part that I enjoy the most.
Right,
I've always been a listener, but when you sit up there and look at how these things and how people actually make money from this, really be the actual opposite of exactly what you thought.
I think it's
if you sat in there with me one day and listen to people call up and request the same 5 songs over and over again.
Oh no, but you know the reason why it's like that? It's like that because of years and years in conditioning. So that means that there's certain fans like me, like hip hop fans, that for years and years since the radio and things like that have been this certain way, we stopped paying attention. So right now, the demographic of people that are paying attention, this is the stuff that they like. This is stuff. But you know what? Y'all want to come back to, because like hip hop is with us. Yeah. You know what I mean? The young black people. You know what I mean? Hip hop isn't really a color, but hip hop is with us.
Between mainstream and what it's always been a separation between mainstream and what was on the radio.
Even like radio, like, do you know what's funny? Like back in the days, like people used to like listen to radio because like radio was always breaking new songs. You know, we breaking a new record, we breaking it. You know what I mean? Like
it seemed like they were breaking new songs.
No, they was. The radio was different. I remember when Hot 97 first started, artists, because it was dudes from my hood that used to do it. They would go there with money in their tape. And they'll get played. Dudes, you know what I mean? Dudes back in, like that's the reason why if you think like from that era, it was so many guys from New York City that was popping, that was getting on because they was going. The radio was playing new music. Like you could listen to the radio and hear new music. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? If I listen to satellite radio, like satellite radio plays music I never heard before. So I tune in. You know what I mean? Like I like it. Like they mix in the mainstream hits as well, but radio now is just all mainstream.
The thing about that is, if you know. What you're saying makes a whole lot of sense for why things are the way they are, because you have so many different outlets. You can't really take those chances on being the old time outlet because people aren't coming there looking for new music. Like most of the mainstream radio listeners are content with the way radio is.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Like, so it's like,
I mean, and that's because, like I said, that's what's left. You know what I mean? Turn certain people off. It's something like playing local music. I still remember, you know what I mean? And before 99.1 was playing local music, nobody was playing it. Mm-hmm. And they all had the same excuse why. They was like, look, yo, the listeners don't want to hear blah, 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 this, that. Now, look, playing local music, of course, there's people that don't know, these people that don't want to hear, but there's also a large population that if you start paying their music, oh, shit, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to tune in. So now, I'm even noticing it now. I'm always seeing on my book somebody saying, yo, like, tune in to 99.1, they playing my song, tune in to, but you know what I mean? You're welcoming it. It's like, yo, that's bridging the gap.
When I look at that though, I don't really see results in ratings or marketing where people was like, oh my God, High 99.1 played my new song. No one cares.
Like even that, I mean, like what type of results are you looking for? Because you know what? If I'm a radio station, all I know is this. If I have a person in a community that I'm not cutting no check, I'm not giving no money, and they go online and say, everybody tune in to so-and-so station because that's a result.
Right.
I think sometimes that when we look for results, we want more direct, definite results. We want to see the ratings go up, the listeners.
I can see if it was, I'm not saying, we're not happy with that, but I don't see where someone is like, oh my God, Hot 99.1 played my song, 100 shares, tune in tomorrow, they're going to play it at 5. Like,
so you think people don't even care when their music hits the radio?
No, it made a big difference. Even look at the way that the scale was going right now. Hot 99.1?
Right now, they're very ungrateful to the radio station.
Hot 99... Hot 99.1, I can remember the year it started. What was that, like 2012? In 2012, I believe, was when they started. In 2012, they started. How long was Jams up out here? For years and years. How do you think Hot 99 was able to take off on Jams like that? Because they're doing certain things Jam's not doing. They have people that's working behind the scene that they're sending to these events. I went to the Cardi B concert. I just to print the first face I see, smiling big and bright, ready to talk some shit. First face I see. Keisha Renee all over the place. You got them playing. That's why people rock with that station more.
Right.
So it don't matter what the numbers say. The numbers for Jams could be higher right now. If you pay attention to the streets is rocking with high. I don't mean the streets like the dirty blocks where everybody getting shot. But I'm talking about, you know what I mean? The streets outside. Because they're two different types of streets.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Thank you.
You know what? I'm not even trying to throw anybody under the bus because a lot of people, they copy a lot of ideas and things that come from over here. And, a couple people like to jump back and forth. But the person who has jumped back and forth was never really, to me, I'm not gonna say a part of the culture, but didn't really love hip hop like I felt like they should love hip hop if they come from that era.
Yeah.
So maybe there is some kind of disconnect over there with the people that are over there and the love for hip hop and actually, taking in and embracing the culture. And maybe they need to listen to a couple more albums.
Hard.
Hang out with a couple of the people to be able to relate that message a little bit better. Because it does come off very corny and fake.
But, and before we skip, I want to say something because we're on the topic of culture vultures, and I like to speak to my people very often about this. We have ideas. We have the innovative ideas. We're the pioneers, but we don't act upon them. We have to start acting upon them. You look at something like Hot Girl Summer, that was booming this summer. Why didn't I see no merchandise? Why didn't I see shirts? Why didn't I see boots? And now you know what's going to happen? A white person would have came along and paid attention and said, yo, you know what? Oh, no. I noticed that. I'm just saying in general, me and you could have made shirts that said Hot Girl Summer and boom. I think that sometimes...
Been locked up for breaking the trademark.
I know, but it wasn't trademarked until recently, because when did she trademark? Like the end of the summer, right?
The end of the summer.
Yeah, right, end of the summer. So we could have to be honest, we could have trademarked it and we could have, made y'all's up. You know what I'm saying? I think that,
move though, right there?
I think,
It's kind of vulturous.
I mean, yeah, but it's a vulture industry. You see what happened with Yeezy? Yeezy didn't even own industry.
That's the problem I have right there.
What's that?
It's okay sometimes to be a vulture, but
no, I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm accepting the reality.
That's not being a culture vulture, though.
That's a Renum Spoon
That's
type
just
vulture.
being.
I seen her with Hot Girl Summer. Let me go make up some bootleg Hot Girl Summer shit.
No, that was that's my perception of a culture vulture. Like if a person that's not black see that all of us black people are like, oh shit, we like that shit, and then they try to find a way to, shit, like I'm gonna give them I'm So Brooklyn shirts, and then they make it just like with Black Lives Matter. It wasn't even black people that started that shit.
So
you know what I'm saying?
What up? Yo, AC, what up? I'm about to knock this phone all the way down. Go ahead, let's jump to the next topic.
Need me grab something or you good?
No, I'm good, bro.
All right, so the last topic is more of a two-part topic. What age do you guys think you should have the talk with your kids, about sex and stuff like that? And does it differ for boys and for girls?
I'm gonna let Preem kick this one off.
Yeah, Preem, you can start because I don't have no kids,
children, so
I'm gonna let these gentlemen.
I don't think it matters. I think it depends on the child and what the child has been exposed to, and this society we live in is crazy with everybody exposing sexuality to children at such a young age, and
how do y'all control that now?
You can't control that.
You can't control it.
Quick story about, I'm not trying to put my son's business out there or nothing, but somebody showed him like the 2 girls, 1 cup video.
Ooh.
And he's like 7, 8 years old.
Oh my
God.
And are you serious?
How is that your first experience being introduced to sexuality or anything sexual, and that's the first thing you see?
That's
like,
traumatizing.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's dangerous at that age. At the age.
So I think it's a case by case, because after that I had to be like, yo, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Nah, but honestly, like,
it goes down.
It's funny that you said that, because you know what?
It's disgusting.
Your introduction to sex determines a lot. Determines how you're gonna deal with the opposite sex. Like I remember back in the days, I had the cable box with the chip. So, we had unlimited pay-per-view. We had all that. So I had unlimited Spice TV. Spice TV was the go-to point. So I remember watching this as a kid, and they wilding, banging. Like, no, it's none of that, like, intimacy or none of that. Right, so this is my introduction to sex, like, vicious and violent and, like, and aggressive. Point. And then you fast forward years later, you got girls like, ooh, like, be gentle, because this is what you're used to. Like, you don't even, so your introduction determines a lot.
But to jump back on the question, that's because that's a totally different thing that we kind of touched on. So I think it depends on what they're being exposed to, or what their interests are. Because whether that had been the first introduction to something sexual that he saw, he's gonna have questions eventually one day. So I think kids let you know when the time is the time.
I think honestly, for me, like, I want to have a situation where I want my kids to think sex is nasty as long as possible.
And you have daughters.
Yeah, because that's the safest way. Like, I still remember, like, as a little boy, I remember, like, I couldn't even imagine, like, girls are coming to me and want to hobby, pushing them over, like, ew, like, you know, like, what you doing, wasn't even into, you know what I mean? My mom wasn't like that, but we live in such a sexualized society, like,
over-sexualized.
like I said, like, yo, I was one of them little, like, horny little boys, young, like, but yo, I mean, I think back, I used to have, like, magazines, like, under my bed and shit of girls in swimsuits. It wasn't no, you know what I mean? Vagina wasn't, I mean, just in swimsuits. Now it's like that image is not, you know what I mean? That image is everywhere.
Like in the second grade, no, it was the first grade as a matter of fact. What was the little boy? His name was Jack Krabby.
Oh, he still know the name and all that crazy.
Yo,
shout out Jack Krabby, because whatever you did, Cream remember that shit. 45 years
Jack
later,
Krabby.
Cream remember it, man. Jack Krabby.
Really? Yo. So Jack Krabby had like a Playboy or something like that underneath the trash can of the bathroom in like the first grade. And like we used to all run in there and sneak and look at this picture and like put it back under the trash can. I mean for like months. And that's the first thing I remember like that. And then, you know, it gradually advanced to different things, but yeah, I think it definitely depends on the kid and, you know, what type of time they on, for real.
Now...
It's definitely got to differ for boys and girls.
And now for boys and girls,
you know what
like,
I hear a lot from men? It's like, men are always like, oh, I lost my virginity when I was 11, 12, 13. Like, it'd be mad young, and I'd be like, damn, like... That
see that
like,
that didn't happen. I was like 18, but like when you like 11, 12,
you know,
don't be bragging on that shit. I'd be like, bro,
you know what?
Like,
I used to lie about that when I was younger, like when I was still a virgin. But I wonder how many people are really telling the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I used to lie.
It was a period when I used to lie about.
Nah, there's some people that's definitely. I mean, there's some people I know for sure that was like having sex at that age, because that's not even, we look at it like it's young because we're older now.
Right.
But if you think, I was 13 in 9th grade. So that means, you know what I mean, 12 years old. I was in 8th grade. It's people that's doing things like that in 8th grade. You know what I mean?
But like 6th grade.
But sex is different though for men and women. Like me, honestly, I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. But I feel like if I walk in and I see my daughter having sex, I'm gonna be heartbroken. I'm gonna be distraught. If I walk in and I see my son clapping some cheeks, I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I don't agree.
Like, son, like, yeah, like you, like, yo, you your daddy's son.
Nah, you know why I don't agree with that, and I think it's the same for boys and girls. Because if that same boy went out and got somebody pregnant, now the rest of his life is messed up, just like a little girl.
I mean, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still tell him, like, yo, you know, look, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, yo? You know what I mean?
What is going on here? Like, nah.
And that's the thing. Can we really get mad at our children for having sex? We can't put a time on it. I can see if they're doing something at the age that's like, you know, something ridiculous. 9, 10, 11, all right, cool. You say something.
But that's somebody else's rule.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, what is an appropriate age?
And now you know what happens?
Because you know it's going to happen.
And you know what happens? Once you structure that type of environment, that's when you have a child that's going to be afraid. Like, you know what? I can't tell daddy that I did this because daddy said I'm not supposed to do it. I can't tell daddy this happened because, and that's when you have children that are living 2 totally different lifestyles from their parents because it's so, you can't get mad at kids for having sex.
You can't get mad at kids, but it's a difference between having sex and fucking. You cannot encourage your kids to be out here fucking, like having sex on a continuous basis.
Oh no, I'm not going to encourage my son.
It's a difference.
I wouldn't encourage
sex and fucking. Like,
I wouldn't encourage my son.
But if you pat him on the back, he's gonna feel encouraged.
But you know what though?
The fucking. Like,
but you know what?
Stop your kids from having sex, but you can stop your kids from fucking.
No, you know what? I'm not talking about the way I'm going to deal with the situation. In both, you know what I mean, like situations, you know what I mean? I'm going to be on some, like, look, I mean, this is not what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say...
I'm getting mad just thinking about it.
What I'm trying to say is the feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah. It feels different. You know, like just imagine like if, you know what I mean? Like you had a kid, you know what I mean? If you seen your daughter having sex, you're going to be like, whoa. But then you think, you know what I mean? See, your son's going to be a little, because you know what? Because you know what?
I am conditioned to feel that way. Like I don't feel like it's that big of a deal when it comes to boys. And I feel like, I'm conscious of the fact that it's not like, I shouldn't feel that way, but I just feel like I've been conditioned to like,
I think it's bad either
just
way.
be okay with it.
I think nobody should condone underage.
No,
kids
never.
Just having sex like freely like adults. No.
I mean, no. To be honest with you,
it's like why? Why have we been conditioned?
To be honest with you,
like you said, if your son gets someone pregnant, that's just as bad as your daughter getting pregnant. Exactly. It's like.
And to be honest with you, if you're really doing your job as a parent, your child isn't going to be able to have sex freely like an adult. Because that means that in the morning time, they're getting ready for school. They go to school, they come home and supervise.
But the
somebody's home.
Other people's parents, like it be the other, because everybody had that friend that had that cool mom, and you would go to their house and y'all would just wild out and drink.
But the thing is that sex. What sex does, it gets in your mind and like it makes you somebody that it makes you do things you don't want to do.
I agree.
To be honest, I'm a grown man. I'm 31 years old. Well, I'm not in that lane now. I mean, I got my girl and all that, but basically, like, there were situations in the past. Like, there were situations in the past where literally, like, I know that I wasn't supposed to be able to do something, but fuck, I'm gonna still do it. You know what I mean? Like, something like unprotected sex. Unprotected sex. We all seen the HIV videos. We seen Blue Waffle. We know all about that. But when the is right here in front of you, and you don't have a
young person is like,
I'ma just dive in. You know what I'm
saying?
Sex,
a lot of people would realize the effects of sex that it has on your mind and explain that to young people. Because what you just touched on was very important, and I feel like enough people don't touch on that. So,
But you know what I think though? Every 10 or 20 every 10 or 20 years, society changes so much. So if you think about like from when our parents were like teenagers, certain things was accepted. So like our parents can't hold us to the standards that they grew up with. Just like us, there's certain things like, yo, you never know. 10 years from now, it might be normal for a girl that's 10 years old to walk around with booty shorts. That'll be what they're doing. And now, you know what we could do? We could be the parents to be like, oh, no, you're not going to do that because of mother. When in reality, that's what you see going on today. Girls have to wear long skirts and all just to get to school and change because you got to be in tune with what's going on. I've realized the direction of society. Society is sexualized. I see what's going on. We live in a different, like, dudes pouring shrimp, you know what I mean? Champagne over girls perking their ass. Even though, like, society was sexual in the 1970s, you didn't see that. You know what I mean? You didn't see two girls making out and they got the leashes around their necks and all types of, like, society is crazy. It's only getting crazier. So me I got to be able to pay attention to that and realize, damn, things is going to, you never know. 10 years from now, it might be normal for people to be having sex 16 years old, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, honestly, I'm saying, like, sex is becoming... now in the society that we live in, like, sex is normal. It's so normal. It's nothing that's forbidden about it. So, you know what I mean? We have to expect that when these kids become 14, 15, and they things start working and they start getting horny, it's so normal. They see it everywhere.
So
Kids will go.
That in your house?
Oh, no. There's no sex in my crib.
Okay.
There's no sex in my crib at all.
Really,
You know what I mean? It's not sexy. And now look, I have daughters, like I said. So by me having daughters, that's for I was just talking about for sons. For daughters, the script is flipped. The script is flipped for daughters. So my daughter, no, you cannot have sex.
That's a little hypocritical.
Are you crazy? Nah, yo, it's two totally different directions. I gotta be real. Honestly, get this. I know what it's like growing up as a man. If my son is growing up and you a little boy and you ain't getting no cheek, you're going to be a lame. You're going to be a lame. I wouldn't want that life for myself. I wouldn't want you running around, oh yeah, my daddy, nah, bust some cheeks, get right, little nigga. You know what I mean? You got to live your life. But for females, it's different.
So
what I mean?
Would you tell your son to be out here having unprotected sex, risking his life?
I would never want my son to have unprotected sex. Unless the girl cute, in that case, do your thing, boy. No, I'm not playing. Nah. But look,
oh no.
But look, but look, y'all. Look, I would never have. You know what I mean? I would never tell my son when to have. You know what I mean? Sex.
I would. What age you would be okay with that? Because you did say you would be okay with it.
At what age? What do you mean by okay? And what I'm saying is this: if I was to catch my son, if I was to catch my son having sex, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean?
Okay, that means
I would let him know, like, look, you know what, yo, this can't be going on in the house. You can't, look, son, you know what I mean? You got to worry about school, focus on school, get your thing. You never know. You could get her pregnant, then you're going to be asked out. You can't live in my house. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell him that, but in my head.
To young men, then, oh, yeah, go get some cheeks. Nah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to tell him to get some cheeks. I'm talking about the way that I'm going to receive it in my head.
So, like, how would you receive it if it was your daughter?
If I would receive it like.
How would you react, really?
I would go over the top. I would react like I would wild out. Like I would really go over the top, like I said, because it's different for females. You know what I mean?
I just don't
like,
think I don't think it's effective though. It's like
what you
wouldn't rather your daughter feel like comfortable coming to you and telling you like.
Honestly, the way that I don't plan on leaving too much room for. You know what I mean? My daughters to be in that type of situation. But what I will say is this: I know females. You know what I mean? When a female has set up in her head, look, you know what? I'm gonna be out here having sex. It's not, you know what I mean, yo? You know what I mean? It's not much that you could do about it.
Part 2.
You got to think about it, y'all. You got to think about it. If a girl was to get caught having sex. Yo, y'all are so immature, man. Yo, I'm the only mature one. I'm the only mature one.
You're right.
If a girl was to get caught having sex, now that's pause. Big pause. Big ayo.
Big pause. All right.
You know what I mean? But look, you know what I'm saying? If a girl was to get caught having sex and her dad was to get mad and say, you can't do that. Everything her dad is saying is irrelevant. She doesn't care. If she wants to have sex tomorrow and has an opportunity, she's gonna do it. So it's nothing all you could do is just try to raise your kid and try to drop little jewels. That's why I said
I want my kid to think like in a crazy way. It's like
what you mean?
That's not because you said I'm gonna go off the top. Like you said, if it's my daughter, like I'm gonna
go over the top. The reason why I'm gonna go over the top because one of the factors of control is fear. So the more that she would be in fear, the more control I would have over her life.
She's just gonna fear for you to find out. It's not gonna stop her from like doing it.
No.
She's gonna be extra like cautious when she's being sneaky. Like that's it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be extra cautious.
I feel like even for someone like I didn't lose my virginity at no early age. Like I lost mine when I was almost 18. So it's like. And I still wasn't like, I'm about to go tell my dad. Like, I definitely feared, like, him even finding out type shit. And that was, like, at almost 18 years old. So it's like, I mean.
And honestly, too.
And my parents gave me a lot of freedom, too.
And honestly,
so that's another thing. I had a lot of freedom.
Once a kid start having sex, they're breaking into adulthood. Adulthood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when they're starting to create that life that your parents not involved in. Because to be honest with you, my mother did a great job. I didn't have sex conversations with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I lost my virginity at 18 too. By the time I lost my virginity, I was already in college.
That's another thing, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing going. You know what I mean? Like I was even in a situation.
Has anyone ever sat you down?
Yeah.
Do black people do that?
No, I never even understood. Like I didn't understand. Like what are the birds and the bees?
Don't get pregnant and don't get nobody pregnant. It's like
you know what I mean? Like what are the birds and the bees? Like do people really do that? Like, yo, there's certain things I think you gotta let people find out for themselves. Even sex, yo. Have you ever wondered this? Get this. Did you know that porn taught us all to have sex? Did you know that?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Think about it. How else can a person learn how to have sex?
Right.
Because your parents not gonna teach you like, look, you gotta bend her over like this and make sure. Like your mother not gonna be that look, daughter, arch like this.
Like honestly, real talk. I wonder what people did before porn because like our parents' generation
had bad
porn
sex.
Wasn't all out there like that before. And then like I remember a long time ago, finding like some cards or something in my grandparents' house, and it was like old like porn cards or something.
Really?
It was like
at the grandparents' house? Damn! They was like drill 4. reverse.
Oh my God! Not at Granny's, God.
Yo, so
everybody got a sex story like that. You find some shit.
Real talk was like before all the introduction, because we're really the first generation of people that were raised with like porn, like everything.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true.
That's probably why you see all these people out here doing whatever, man. And I really think it generally, like this is another conversation for a different day, the porn conversation. But I'm glad you touched on that. Do we have any more topics before we get out of here tonight?
That's it.
All right, Inner Circle, back in the building again. I think we're going to do this next week. Hopefully everybody's schedule pertains. Great show today. Appreciate our guest, Rosie _ Perez.
Roasty.
I thought it was roasty. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Yo,
Cream is so disrespectful.
I'm terrible with names.
Don't even shout me
The
out.
A is
Cream.
silent.
I got me. You feel me?
said,
I got me.
We call him Preem Harvey.
Yo,
He Preem Harvey from now on because he getting the name all messed up.
Ask my man DJ Big Rob. He will tell you I will murder somebody's name.
I know you do it all the time.
My bad.
Roasty _ Perez.
Yeah, Brody Fry. I'm like, what is she?
Write that down so I can put it up in the credits.
Yeah, and the Inner Circle Show. Follow us too. Follow the Inner Circle Show.
Yo, check me out. Chris Gibbs, Gibby the Grow. Yo, look,
microwavable marketing.
Microwave marketing. If you need any marketing, social media marketing. I'm talking both of y'all. Y'all need social media marketing. Hit me up. If you need your hair done, stop in at the Yays. The Yays Touch Hair Studio, 178 Washington Avenue. We're going to be going on tour next month in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, get your hair done. We got so much stuff going on, but it's too much. It's too much. I couldn't think of nothing else, so I just ended it like that. Like,
yeah, shout out to Ye. She dyed my hair too, so she do natural.
Shout out to Ye, man. Shout out to Ye. But yeah. That's it.
I
think that's it.
y'all for coming through, rocking with me. The Inner Circle Show. You guys doing this on your own time, leisure time, coming in here running your mouths. Yeah. So
I love it.
It's fun.
Appreciate everybody who rock with us on the live as well. J Bands, what up? Yo, AC, what's up? Cinnamon Swirls, what's good? Renaissance
Cinnamon
Man.
Swirls.
CJ
all right.
Eric Jordan joined as well. So shout out to everybody. Till next time, let's end this live, and I'll see you then.
Yes.